Okay, welcome guys, and once again we're going to be playing Field of Glory Empires with the new Rise of Persia DLC, which I don't know when it's coming out. I think it's a matter of weeks now, so it's not too far away, which is exciting. So anyway, let's get back into it. I was thinking, what should we do? Should we actually go back and play the scenario like with another country? But I'm actually in a really interesting place where we left the last one, so I'm thinking, unless you guys sort of have other plans, I'll go back and I'll load in where we were last time playing as Rome. So I'll just grab this one from here. Yep, Rome. Back on the 2nd of May was when we played that one. 2nd of May my time, 1st of May for most of you guys, I think, because it's Friday for me, but Thursday for the rest of the world. Okay, so anyway, we're just going through. This was left in a pretty interesting state, this particular game. So hope everything's sort of running. So I've got green light, so I'm assuming it's all working. So yeah, I think it is. If someone could just say hi or something, that way I know that it's actually all functioning correctly. There we go. Okay, here we go. Yep, so PS is then saying, I guess you're an Aussie or a Kiwi. Yes, I'm an Australian. An insomniac Australian. That's why I'm sort of streaming at really weird hours for me. Very, very few Australians sort of streaming at this time, but it's the best time for the internet. So at least I get really, really good connection speeds. So when we left this last time, we ended up with we were playing as Rome, and what we did was we broke the shackles of the Etruscans, because in this version of the game, like what Neapolis back in through here, which is like a Greek settlement. This is under the, I guess it's beholden now to the Etruscans. So the Etruscans are the dominant power in Italy at this point in time. And Rome and Neapolis were both, at the start of the game, were under their control. And so we had a good relationship with the Etruscans because they were looking after us. But we decided to sort of then go off and do our own thing. And so we, because we couldn't declare wars or do anything like that, so we left this relationship here, and then we attacked the Samnites, and we've been able to, at the end of the last episode, we just finished off the Samnite forces. There's been a whole series of battles to sort of get us Umbria, or Umbria, which is the main Samnite settlement. They've still got a settlement back over here, which is Earnest. And this has just been taken over by the Tarentum has now walked in as well and also declared war on them. So Samnites are at war with both of us. But the other thing is, the Etruscans then decided to declare war on us. So we're now at war with the Etruscans. The Etruscans did actually come into here. So while besieging Clusium in Tiberias, Etrusci did not manage to inflict any casualties on the defenders, and then they left. So they actually were besieging this. Then they left. That's bought me a little bit of time enough to go and I think to destroy this group down through here. So we'll have a look and see how we go with this one, just going into Earnest. Earnest is not really all that valuable to us. Umbria really probably isn't as well, to be honest, but I just wanted to get rid of the Samnites before we do too much else. Hi Lanza, how you going? And anybody else that's joined us, welcome. And yeah, I hope everyone is fit and healthy. Actually, it's funny, before I started recording, because I've always got, I've got to get set up a bit earlier, so I was sort of looking there at the clock, and I had about 7 minutes to go, and I was just wondering, was Slytherin named after the Harry Potter Slytherin house? But I couldn't find any information about it. It is spelt slightly differently, but Slytherin games did come out 2 years, I think, after the first Harry Potter book. Be interesting to know, actually. It's just one of those stupid little things that I was just wondering where the name actually came from. Anyway, I don't know if anyone knows the answer to that one, but it was just one of those little things that you think, I wonder if that was named from Harry Potter, or whether Harry Potter came up, was published after the actual company was formed. But the company, I think, was formed in around about the year 2000, and Harry Potter was in the mid-1990s, I think, when it came out. Anyway, it's just a fun little fact. A bonus fact while we play this great game. So I'm going to be thinking of I'm going to be marching down to try to take on the what's left of their forces back down through here. And we've got a good attacking general here as well. So we've actually got Pompilius. Now we do actually have one of our armoured heavy infantry is a little bit worse for wear. Everything else is doing pretty well. We've got citizen hoplites. This one here is just got, it's got, the effectiveness is okay, but it's only got one hit left. So what I might do, if I waste a turn, like if I waste a year just getting this one ready, we're going to sort of lose the jump on these guys. Now the Samnite army does have just a group of warriors. We really have broken their back. They've still got one lot of heavy infantry back in through here. They've also only got one hit. Now, if we attack them, they're going to also be able to come good a little bit. So they'll actually heal a little bit as we march across the hills. Yeah, so expected army food value of only 3. We'll defend with approximately only one other unit. So we can expect nowhere near the number of units that we have. So I think it's worth going for. I just don't want to lose these units because I can't get them back. If we do lose them, we don't have armoured hoplites yet. So we needed the required structure is missing. Both the training ground and the barracks are missing from Rome itself. So I'm sort of stuck with just using skirmishers. So I really can't afford to lose these. So it's a bit of a risky prospect. But we'll do it anyway, just to sort of get rid of them. Oh, I should point out, like if we were trying to... if this was a bigger nation and we wanted to just sort of leave it where it was, because I'd be happy for Samnites to actually hold this while we actually hold Umbria. But they're not going to accept that simply because Turnus really was a nothing before we got started. If I go and have a look at my diplomacy, we can then see who we're at war with over through here. And we have a war score at the moment of -1 because the others have been, and Neapolis and Etrusca are working together. So we have to deal pretty much with just the Etruscans. But because they came across the borders, we've actually got a war score of -1 through here. So the Etruscans have the upper hand. But with the Samnites, we have a war score of 15. It's not out of 100. It's just I guess a method of working out what the reparations would be if you end a war. So if we just go across and click on Samnium, and we can then go and ask for peace. Now, it won't just automatically go to peace. The ellipsis there, the 3 dots, is sort of indicating there's more stuff that we can actually then do. And so you can see there why, like at the moment, the final peace chance is 71%. That's just for a white peace. So ask peace, you'll settle peace with the other nation. They have a few turns to accept or reject your offer. Now, remember, Umbria is still, at this point in the war, even though we've got full control of it, is still actually technically like it's part of their nation. And so white peace would mean that we give them back their Umbria and we just walk back home. So we have a base acceptance chance of 12%. We have a relationships of -13. They don't like us. Defensive war is 10%. So they're defending against us. You are overstretched, so -16 because we've actually now got not enough forces to protect against all the other different civilizations around us. Where are we? What are we up to? We've got relative so you're overstretched. We are overstretched as well. Okay, that's the so that's 20%. So both are overstretched now. Relative combat power between us 25%. Only your capital remains 25%. So this is all in now. This is. Hang on, only our capital remains. So the capital, I guess, is this one here. Now is what they sort of brought in as their capital. Hang on, where are we? So you despise some nations we appreciate. -10 war duration has not really gone on for long enough. That's one of the big things. You're fighting alone, and then you own some of our objectives. You're -12. Clauses and war score 29%. So that's where that 15 score is coming from. And so the final peace chance is 71. But if I click on this, this is really where the game is really shining now. Is this diplomacy, and this is part of the base game now as well. So you don't need to have the DLC pack to actually grab hold of this. Hi, Jaculus, and anybody else out there, Grey Knight, and anyone else that said hello. Okay, so we've got, in fact, anyone that's even not saying hello. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the stream. If you've got any questions, by the way, just sing out. I do, like when there's a lot of chat, I tend to miss a lot, but I do glance across every so often, so just let me know if there's something you want to know. I'm certainly happy to sort of divert off and sort of show other parts of the game, because there's an awful lot that's going to be coming in this DLC pack, and a lot of really cool things coming in with the even with just these little regional decisions, etc. Anyway, we're talking about this screen in here. This is the diplomatic screen, which is really, really quite cool. And so we can actually get them to do different sorts of things. And so if we actually ask them to become a client state, this would be the war score of -21. So at the moment, we've got a war score of +15. So this run, really, we're not going to have any real chance. You can see there, the war score would be now -6. So but that's not going to really work. If I just go across and, how do I get rid of that one? Here we go, right click. So we can ask them for money. So we can say, okay, we want 120. And there's about a 43% chance. So even though in this case we'd have a 9 war score left, so the 71% chance of them accepting even a white piece, which is sort of weird because they really are struggling at the moment. But they're so this one, if we asked for more money, that's sort of what would actually end up happening in through there, where the actual chance of them accepting that, we give them back this center underneath here, would then sort of come back, so that's not really all that good odds either. Humiliate, we can just ask for legacy points from them. So if we do that one, like the amount of legacy points, let's say we're going to go for 20. In that case, it's a little bit better. It's still got 13 points there. Demanding force, so we'll have to disband a certain percentage of either his army or navy. So if we did that one, there's really not much. If we said we want 50% of the army, it's just so cool the way this one does work. But you can see there that every time we ask for anything, it's really just not really working. To try to absorb the nation, it's not going to happen. Only 9% chance that they would go with that one. Give metal, seed region. So we can actually say, okay, well, look, we really want Umbria. Earnest, they would give us at -5, but Umbria is -11. And so if we do that, it's 39%. So these are not really great odds, but it's still achievable. Relinquish your objective. No, we don't need that. So what we're going to do is, instead of doing any of this peace stuff, this horrible peace stuff, we are the Romans after all, we're just going to keep on smashing through. So discard changes, yes. But that's really cool the way that does work. Like if we go to the Etruscans and say, hang on, we want peace, we want to sue for peace, we've got a -1. They're not going to accept it. So this is too early in to settle peace. We're attacking with they are attacking with a purpose, I guess. Base acceptance chance 12%. Then they've got all the different relationship problems that sort of come through, which means that there's absolutely zero chance of them accepting that. So if we cede a region, we can actually say, okay, you can have Tiberius. If we cede the region Tiberius, even then they still wouldn't accept it. Not that I'd do it, I wouldn't do it. So we'll cancel that. All right. Anyway, I thought I'd just show that because it's a really cool addition that's come since launch. It's so much neater than what it was. Pierce is saying, hand over your lunch monies. Midnight Fox is saying, just eat every province they have instead. The peace deals are messy. Well, in this case, because what I want to do is I want to take this, and then if Neapolis is another prospect for us, to come back in and smash this one. Now, they've got another 8 units plus these, so they'll have a fair few that could defend. But this one here really only has the one. It's only got a population of 1. I just want to get rid of the Samnites entirely. We'll defend with approximately 14 units. I wonder if people actually, this is another one of those little weird questions, but I wonder if people still identify as Samnites in terms of, the Italians, if there's any group that actually still hails back that way. I'm not sure if that's one of those sort of safe regions where you can say, where you can actually be quite negative about them, or if people actually do sort of think, we're, they've got the Samnite heritage, because they were smashed pretty early, weren't they? Silt 1976 is saying the Samsonites, they make luggage now. Very good, very good. Now, if I go back into here, if I just do a shift control click, no, if I just go there, sorry, I need to just grab this one, shift click, I can actually go from here back up into Tiberias in one turn. So I can actually move across and then across. Now, why is that? Does he have extra movement? Movement bonus of +2 for the entire stack. There we go. That's really cool. So we can go from hill to hill. Now, I'm assuming the Etruscans will be back here again. I don't think they'll go after Rome, but I think that they will come after Tiberias. So that will allow us to hopefully smash through here and then go and smash through here. I've just got to hope that we don't actually suffer any more damage to these armoured hoplites. If we lose one of them, it's really going to be a big, big problem. Now, as far as what we're doing through here, we can just keep on building. We've still got the palisade. That will sort of just slow things down a little bit. The stud farm, actually one thing I haven't had a look at is what we've actually got. So if we just go back across to the trade goods overlay, yeah, we've already got horses there, so we don't need a stud farm. We've got cattle here. Gee, is that all coming from there? I think it is. We've got wool, hemp. Actually, no, the wool and hemp is all coming from Umbria. Yep, hemp, wool, cattle. God, we've got it all. We've got it all. Now, you get a bit of a bonus when you get 4 of the one thing. I'm not sure what you get. So the stud farm is available to us. I'm not really interested in that one. The salt house is going to start costing me more money than what I can afford, so I won't worry about that one. The wheel maker, no. The castrum equatorium needs horses. Trading required, but can be imported from Latium, so we can actually trade within the empire, or the pre-empire. So skirmish cavalry training. So this one gives us a bonus. Yeah, and it applies to light cavalries, etc. Slave market or the theatre. Now, this one does chew up a bit of infrastructure, but we do get extra culture. That's pretty much the only one that's any good, unless I just go with a shuffle the entire proposal. And really, we've got a long wait here because actually we've got the food is going up at +12. What I might do is I might just bring one of the Italic citizens down here anyway, just to keep on trying to push this culture up. Because culture is going to become a big, big issue for us. In fact, I might just grab the second Italic citizen from there. The infrastructure is not really required until we need to do things. So let's get 3 of them down that way, just to sort of make up for the invasion. So, do we just reshuffle? I'm not really happy with any of these. I think we'll do a reshuffle there. Tiberius has got 1 more turn and we get the herbalist. 4 more turns and we get the flax field back in through here. I'll just go back to the ownership overlay. All right, and as far as the province overlays, yeah, so we're technically Italia inferior, but we're now going to be going after Italia superior. So we need to get both, really. And I think if we just focus on the Etruscans after this, I don't know if these guys are going to be able to actually do anything. I can't afford to really get anything else here anyway. So just got to wait for my money to sort of catch up a little bit here. Yeah, so we'll go. Eventually, we'll go after the Etruscans. It's got a little bit of work to do with that one first. But I'm assuming that they will be back in. Nothing else we can really do there. We're nearly at the limits of what we can actually build there as well. So we'll just go across and go back to province this ownership overlay, which I think sort of works. Again, if you've got any questions or any comments, if you think, oh, don't do that, you need to do this, just sing out, because I'm very happy to divert off into other areas. Actually, one thing that I keep on forgetting to show is the progression of how Persia is going. Now, Persia is expanding all the way over to here. Wow, they have really rocketed out. So Persia has become very, very quickly and actually, how far are we in? It's only turn 18. And remember, Persia sort of starts with just a collection of 3 provinces back in through here somewhere. So, yeah, they've smashed it. It's interesting, actually, I think there's still a bit of tweaking to be done in the actual game itself, but the Medians who start up through here are only classed as a difficulty 4 nation, but they've completely disintegrated. And they start off as a big group at the very start of the game, but they don't. But they can't hold on against Persia. But they're rated a 4 stars, whereas Babylon is rated a 5-star difficulty. But Babylon's doing okay. I mean, they're in connection with Egypt. Anyway, we'll continue back. Oh, well, here we go. Macedonia has now moved across into here. Athens, we're sort of seeing, is now moving up this way as well. The Gallic tribes are sort of moving down. Thrace hasn't actually moved at all. The Boeotian League has expanded a little bit. Sparta hasn't changed. Yeah, so Athens has just got has built a whole lot of these like coastal provinces. Sparta hasn't gone anywhere, has it really? Anyway, let's end the turn. I don't think we've got regional decisions. We've got a few of them. We've got build harbour. You know, I might have a look at that. Why can't we build it there? We should be able to build the harbour there. Forage the land, motivate troops. Actually, forage the land. Restore 1 effectiveness to troops having none left. It's actually the hit points is what I need back. Prospect for resources. I can actually do that. It's going to cost me more money than I can really afford, though, so I won't do this one. This is also brand new, coming with the DLC, and will be available in the base game as well. This is really, really cool stuff. This is really important stuff. It's sort of a little bit obscure up through here at this stage. I think there's going to be a change so that it tells you if there's stuff that you can do on a regular basis, because there's a lot you can do. So I can get 2 provincial units even if there is no form province here. So I can do that one. And suppress unrest. You don't have any actual unrest at this stage. The local units, what will they cost me? 100. I think it's going to be too expensive for me. I think at this stage I'll just keep everything trundling along the way it is. I probably need to just get a couple more units, but until I can really afford it, I won't worry about that one. In fact, if we just go back to Rome before we do this, have a quick look at how everyone is arranged here. I've got all my slaves sort of set up in through there. Tiberius, just got the slight food. Yeah, I'll leave that where that is. This one is quite not very well off. We've got the money draining back in there. Maybe we'll just pop 1 into there. Until these guys come good, they're not going to be all that effective. In fact, even with the infrastructure, I could just go into... do get the +4 there. I don't need it there, though, this turn. I'll rearrange it after we sort of have a reshuffle of what we can actually get. Yeah, the money is just not going to... I'm getting a +1 there. Yeah, look, I'll leave it down there. Right, we'll end our turn there. See what comes. Okay, so Midnight Fox. Oh, hang on. We just get this sword done. Now, I would some of these I would like to be. They've got 8 units that actually were defending in there, so a little bit more than what we thought. Yeah. So with this one here, that one should still be okay. I'll just read the comments there. So what objectives do we have? I'll have a look at that at the start of the turn. We'll actually go through and do a summary when we actually get the list. So I'll try to remember to do that. And so Silt is then saying maybe a weird question, but will the province buildings be the same, or will the DLC add more precursor buildings to reflect the earlier time period? It's definitely got different sorts of buildings. There's still a lot of the same because a lot of them are just sort of basic buildings, but each culture group has its own sort of set of buildings as well. So you've actually got very unique buildings, and that will also come to the base game. They will be different. I saw a comment in the beta testing forum about the regional decisions. Even they will be tweaked depending on which, whether you're playing the Grand Campaign from Rome or the Grand Campaign from the Rise of Persia. Even that will be sort of tweaked to sort of make it so that it works better for that period. So yeah, a lot of thought and effort has been put into how things actually work. So if you play as one of the Hellenic nations like Athens, Sparta, Boeotian League, Macedonia, for example, you end up with 9 extra sorts of buildings that sort of are more built for building tall, if you know what I mean. Like they're because these guys, even though they expand out, they actually have like a lot of abilities to sort of do very, very well in a small area. And so everything is just slightly different, which is really, really cool. Even the when you go up into the Gallic nations, they've got like different sorts of buildings as well. So it's a real combination of basic buildings, cultural buildings. I think even depending on what level of development you are, will also have different buildings. So yeah, very, very cool. Anyway, that's I hope that answers the question. Hi Beroz, and Beroz is saying, hi Daz, is the new DLC brings some quality of life improvements. free to the base game? Yes, it does. So it's bringing a lot, actually, and maybe I should. I'll explain that as well, because one thing I haven't even mentioned it in this one. So most of what we see for this one is going to be coming to the base game. I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm about like 90% sure that like the things like the regional decisions, you won't need the DLC, I don't think, to actually have those. You won't, like there's regional impediments and regional sort of perks which are coming as well. I'm pretty sure they will also be available in the base game. There's a lot of good stuff coming. And so Conjecture is saying, Daz, would you recommend this game over Imperator Rome? I've got to be careful what I say with that, because I sort of do deal with Paradox as well. But yes is I guess the short answer. But I haven't played Imperator Rome pretty much since launch. And so I only had a quick look at it, and really it was chalk and cheese at that time. And this game is also, both games I think are improving, but from my perspective, I think that this one does actually do it does a better job from what I can. It focuses on different things. They are different games. Imperator Rome is much more about the relationships of individuals and sort of doing the same, like that sort of bloodline type thing that you sort of get with Paradox. Like it focuses much more heavily on that one, whereas this one is much more about the simulating the actual different countries and how things actually work with that one. So for me, this is much more of a simulation type game, but yeah, that's sort of how that one sort of does work for me. It's certainly something that and I haven't, as I say, I've come on meaning to go back and play Imperator Rome, but I probably won't do that until probably one or two more patches. But I have heard that it's actually now quite a good game, but it certainly didn't launch all that well, and certainly this game here is for me just sort of ticks all the boxes to as far as what it does with the ancient world. It doesn't, it focuses on different areas though. They are really quite different. Okay, so where are we? So Sergeant Dog is saying, man, you guys really like asking us to compare Slytherin games to competitors. Yes. Yeah, look, it's sort of one of those things. It's it is hard to sort of, and I'm not going to see my first responsibility is to you guys, and secondly to the actual to the devs and the publishers, of course. So I will never answer falsely, but sometimes politically you've just got to not say certain sorts of things. But in this case, it's for me this game has certainly got a lot more depth. And it simulates the ancient world in just in an incredible way. The game mechanics in this one I just thought were just brilliant, whereas I sort of felt that Imperator Rome didn't really didn't really capture what it probably should have captured, if that makes sense. Like I think that like Crusader Kings, for example, incredible game, but I don't know, it just didn't really, for me, that sort of approach didn't really translate all that well, particularly at launch anyway. But as I say, I haven't actually played that game for quite some time. I've sort of been focusing on this one. Okay, so Sergeant Z Dog is saying it's just awkward while streaming on Slytherin stream. Like, ask me on my channel, not this one. Yeah, it is an awkward question, but from my perspective, the truthful answer is I do prefer this game. But I haven't played the other one for quite some period of time. This was one of my favourite games actually of last year. And with the DLC pack coming, I think the quality of life that has come with the DLC pack is going to make this one an absolute must again for this year as well. Anyway, let's continue on. So we've actually now got our battle, so we'll have a bit of a look. Now we're attacking, we've got a 2 attack against a 2 defence. That's going to be a bit of a problem. So Balbus, the general, that's not good for us. So they're going to cancel each other out. We'll just view the battle. It's going to come down to where we are. Now there's no, there's unfortunately, everyone has, it's going to be even numbers across here as well. Hopefully we can actually sort of push our way through. They've got one good unit through here of heavy infantry. They've got a few Italian foots in through there as well, which are unaffected. These guys have now got their effectiveness back up to 2 again, so they're going to be okay. Our guys are still going to be, actually, this one's now got one of its hit points back. So hopefully it will actually do okay. It is going to have support units. Only 2 of these are going to have support units. Let's just get started. I'll just explain how this goes again, just in case you sort of haven't seen this before. we'll just go to the range phase. Now, they've only got 3 that can actually throw javelins, etc. And we've got, 6 that are coming back in our way. Now, their 3 are splitting it between, like the circle here with the cross is where they're going to be actually hitting. So they're going to be hitting the cavalry on either side. I don't mind that so much. And they're also going to be hitting the citizen hoplites back and through here, but nothing in the centre. Now, I think that the range defence of these would be actually better than the others. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. Our guys are just focusing only on 2 units, this Italian foot and this heavy foot. We don't know exactly what numbers, but let's have a look and see. Yep, we exhausted that one. We made them tired. These guys weren't affected. They sort of were a little bit too spread out. That should give us a big advantage on this flank, and even these will give us a slight advantage, not in the battle, but if in the results. So let's just get started to the next phase. So it always starts off with that one. These now go back in behind the front line and become the support line for this. This is going to give me big advantages for my flanks, but not the middle, because they've also got support back in there. So this should still work out in our favour. I've just got to hope that these guys either hold on or win. So we'll just go into play. I'll explain what's going on through here. So we've got Balbus is defending. You can see up and through here, defending up through here. They've got a 2 minimum roll. So if they roll a dice, it's a 10-sided dice. If they roll the dice, the minimum that it'll accept is a 2, otherwise it will roll again. Ours is a 3, so we've got a slight advantage with that one. We've got he's defending with 2, which means he gets 2 extra dice in through here. We're attacking with 2, so we get 2 as well. So there's going to be 3, like you always start off with at least 1 die roll that you can actually have. And so with the die roll that we actually have, we've got that plus the 2. And so I say unfortunately, but it is now even with these sorts of things. They also are defending on a hill, so they have a terrain defence of 1. And so with this first attack that's going to be going in, you can see that this armoured hoplite has got the 1 less hit points. So it's even through here as far as the numbers are concerned. They've got the 4 combat rating. Ours is slightly better at 5. They've got the +2 support bonus. We've got that as well. They've got the +1 terrain defence from back over here, up being in the hills. So that gives them 7 points. That gives us 7 points. And so it's really just going to come down to who gets the best roll. And it's really then the difference between these numbers. So fingers crossed, hoping that this one sort of pays a little bit of dividend, but we may get a few re-rolls if it's going to be a little bit lower. And let's see how we go. Yeah, we won by 1. Now, what actually happens there is, you can see that little yellow number that went off. That's one of their effectivenesses. So the effectiveness is back up through here. So they had 2, and then they had the 3 hit points. We had the 2 effectiveness, but only 2 hit points because one of them had been taken from the previous battles. In this case, we win the battle, but only just. And so the way it works is, if there's 1 difference, it'll take it from the effectiveness. If it's 2 difference, it'll take an effectiveness and a hit point. And then if it's 3, it'll go back to there, and then let's just say that you ended up where we actually had a difference of say 4. Actually, 4 would be 1, 2, 3, 4. If a difference of 5, it would be effectiveness hit, and then there's no effectiveness left, but it would still actually take that as a result. And so what it would do is then, so 5 would still be the same as a 4. We need a 6 to kill this thing outright, so 6 difference in through here. And you can see through here that, like, we rolled a 10, they rolled a 9 was the most they actually rolled, which gives us these numbers. So we just take the highest roll of whatever they actually are. So that's that one there. We'll just go back to the next system. Now this one here, we've got a slight advantage, and you can see the numbers are about the same. Oh, we won by 1 again. So again, just 1 effectiveness comes off that tally. This next one, these guys they're exhausted. So if you just click across to this one, you can see that they've got a combat rating of 4 against their combat rating of 2. These guys are also skirmishers. So we've got, in fact, if I just hover over there, you'll see that it's got hits 2, effectiveness 2, skirmisher. And so it's going to actually be able to do other sorts of things. It also has a support unit in behind it. So the cavalry that we have is going to have different sorts of rules that get applied. We actually sort of get like an extra number applied to the results. Unless they sort of smash us like by a large amount, we can sort of worm our way out of these sometimes if it's a little bit close, but we do have a bit of an advantage. So they've got the 4, -2 from being exhausted because they've got no hit points left. In fact, they've only got no effectiveness left, and they've only got 1 hit point anyway. So these guys are in a bit of trouble, but we'll just see how we go. Any result really from even numbers through to even them getting 1 ahead of us would still result in them dying off, I think. Oh, we smashed it anyway. There we go. Absolutely crushed it. All right, so next one over this side. And so we've got a slight advantage here. These guys aren't as good as the other ones. The Italian foot, this is their provincial unit, is not as effective as what they did have, which was just the armored hoplite. We've got armored hoplites as well, but our armored hoplites were even better than theirs. So just slightly better. So we'll just go across. So they've got once again they've got, even with the terrain defense, we've still got the slight advantage. Yet we won by 1 again, so we just take the 1 effectiveness. So this is all fairly tight stuff. Now, even though we've won every single one of these, I'm not sure if we'll get the pursuit. You're supposed to have a difference of 3. We should win the next 2, I think. We've got 1 more advantage in through here. They've only got 1 effectiveness left. Ooh. Now, they won by 3, and you can see there that they took both effectivenesses and the hit point came off as one of the hit points came off as well. So this guy is now exhausted, and next turn he's going to be in a very, very bad way. Then we just got this one in through here, where we've got a slight advantage again. Again, this is just cavalry on the outside flank, and they're skirmishers as well. And so with the skirmishers, we both end up taking a hit point through there. Let's just play it. And we do actually pursue them, so we won this one. Because we actually won, we need to have a difference of 3 that you actually do win. So we actually won, was it 1, 2, 3, 4, I think it was, 4. And then there was an even, no, then they won 1, so that was still 3, and then that was even. I think that's how that one would have worked. And so we pursue them off the field, and we managed to destroy only 1 more in that pursuit. So they're still around, but they've got nowhere to go to, so I think they may go north. We won the battle. Let's just press escape. And so actually we end up with the citizen hoplite being in a bad way. This guy will ultimately, it's still got 1 hit point left that it has to sort of accrue. The heavy infantry is still actually okay. Yeah, actually they did have 2 heavy infantry there. All right, so actually, they've gone. And now we've come back in. So we've actually bounced straight through, grabbed that one, and then bounced up to the top. Now we're nearly just on the outside of being in the bottom rung, which isn't good for us. We have to be very careful of that one. We've just grabbed that one. So regional decisions. You seem to have not yet played regional decisions. Top right button near the end, turn button, control, shortcut R. So that's these things in through here. It will tell you if it thinks that you should be looking at those. And in this case, it sort of thinks that we could actually have some. This is in the current beta is what they're actually doing through here. So it looks like the Samnites. I don't know if we can even talk to them anymore. I think that they've now been wiped out completely. It's a great victory. We've gained Earnest, which was the seat of power of Samnium. Their treasury has been plundered, everything was here, so only 33 money. That's fine. And we conquered Earnest from the hands of Samnium. The health of ruler Servius Tilius, age 57, is degraded to average. We'll have a look at this now, I guess. He's a dog of a leader. He's 57 years old. Abysmal administrator. So we have problems with loyalty. We have problems with administrative burdens. Decadence increases as well. So he's just a terrible person to have in charge. And he is hated. So again, even more loyalty penalties and more manpower penalties. So the sooner he goes, the better. So he is a king. So this is a glorious aristocratic archaic kingdom. And he's the king in charge. So who was the guy? Was it Cato the Elder that got rid of him, or the Crassus brothers or something? I forget who actually got rid of the kings in, or was it one of the Brutii or something? I forget who got rid of the kings from this era of Rome. Anyway, we've built quite a nice little collective now of different sorts of areas. They've got some units back in through here. I'm going to have to collect everything we've got. Let's have a quick look at the nation panel and just go over this one again. So we are a glorious. We ended up in the last one being a glorious aristocratic archaic nation. Now, we were before we were a glorious kingdom. If we can go to the next level up, we'll end up being a republic. So this is where we'll sort of change into a republic as well at that stage, playing as Rome. But in this case, we did start off, I think we started off as a stable kingdom, like in through here. It's really quite intricate the way this one does work. We had to get the 5 progress tokens, and then we got into the glorious state, which we only just got at the end of the last episode, which is where we are through here. So we actually, by being a glorious archaic kingdom, we do actually end up with a few positives. We end up with a loyalty bonus. We get legacy gain increase as well. Decadence also goes up by a lot. The leader force pool bonus, we get 3 extra leaders, which we already got in the last session. Reduction of 35% on experience needed for level ups, and conversion bonus of 10% of current rate. So we can convert other sort of non-aligned italic, like we want to create like italic aligned cultures. And so I think we're okay with the Samnites. Just get rid of that one for a second, have a quick look and see. So this one here, this is italic, and we're italic in through here, so this is all cohesive. If we have a look at this one, this is Hellenic. So Neapolis is a Hellenic nation. We'll just have to go back into there again and have another look at the different things. So this is the overview. So we've got 2 wars left. Army strength 47. 0 provinces, yep, blah, blah, blah. Yep, that's all fine. Modifiers. So these are the things that are sort of kicking back in. So you can see that we've got like the government modifiers. We've got the kingdom, the glorious nation, and then we've got aristocratic elite playing as Rome. We get this particular perk. Back in through here, we have then, I think these are just purely to do with Rome as well. So we've got builders, we've got Invictus. So if Rome has less than 2 legions, that's right. If we do lose one of the legions, we get a free one anyway. That's what happened last time. So we will pick up, and the legions we don't actually have legions yet. So what we do pick up is just the armored hoplites. And so this won't be free though, and you might lose a population if you have 5 citizens or more, and that did happen last time. So we actually lose population. So we still don't want to be losing those units. High military expertise, we actually end up with sort of like extra leaders and bonus XP for the forces as well. And then of course we've got our leader through here, which is sort of popping in through there. We've got 1 decision, which is senators and dictator. Which we can't do. Ratio of enemy troops is at least equal to 150, so we actually can't do that. We can't raise we can't sort of like raise a dictator at this point in time. Objectives in through here. So we actually now have 2 that we control, Umbria and Latium. So Rome itself is we've got them under control. We've got 2 of the Etruscans plus Neapolis. Campania. So do we go after Campania? Puglia, Tarentum. I mean, the Etruscans are very, very close by, and we're going to have to sort of crush them a little bit. But I want to just get on top of the. I don't want to be going too far into the negatives. I just want to accumulate what we've got, and so we're not going to rush off into the Etruscans. We're just going to now defend our holdings. Nation traits. It's going to be very hard for anyone to break through with what against us at this point in time. So I think we'll just try to get our economy working, and then we'll sort of go after the others after that one. This is just the nation traits, the different sorts of things. These are summaries of what we're sort of seeing. Actually, no, that's all of the modifiers is no, that's the individual ones. Where does it go in? You've got the reports back in through there, the 12 laws. That's all right. We'll just go back into here. So, infrastructure bonus, manpower bonus. Yeah, there's 1 extra building slot. These are the bonuses that we actually end up having. Then we have decadence further increased by 65%. Legacy. I won't go through this in detail, but we do have free support units of 10, which everyone does have. It just gives us a summary of everything. I don't think there's anything in here that we have to really have a look at, other than we've got a leader force pool bonus of plus 10 when we sort of tally it all up. This is like the tally of everything that's going on. Reduction of 35% on experience needed for level ups. Yeah, that's fine as well. Okay, so that's pretty much just a summary of where we actually are. Progress and decadence. Where we currently are, this is interesting, our historical cultural value is 44, but our decadence is also 44. So actually decadence change this term was plus 22. This is going to be a problem. Until we actually get things sort of under control, that's going to be a big, big problem. Anyway, we'll just keep that one back where that is. Keep on having a bit more. So General Afella is now available to serve you, and General Pompeius is now available to serve you. Oh, Pompeius. That's different again to the general that we actually had. So if we have a quick look at these guys. So we've got Pompeius, and we now have another 2-1 down through here. But he's pampered, so movement penalty of -1. This guy's great with that movement penalty that he does have. He does have a defense bonus though, defense penalty of 1 for the entire stack, which is actually not good. So if he is attacked, it's not going to be great. We do have better defensive leaders, but I still think I'll end up just becoming a bit of a force out through this way. So we've got a couple of objectives. We've got one way up here, one down through here. Neapolis. I could take them on. I think I'll wait, and then we've got Tarentum itself. Yeah, I've missed a few of the comments there. Okay, so Shogroth is saying, I want to try this game, but I will wait until it's on sale. I'm not sure if or when, to be honest, just based on other Slytherin games. I don't tend to go on sale all that often. I'd say, yeah, they do actually, don't they? They do it. It gets at the Steam sales. But anyway, I'm not privy to when or if that will actually happen. So, Midnight Fox is saying the building system is very good in this game. Most interesting peacetime mechanic of all the grand strategy games. What building you build are important. Yes. Yeah, P.S. is saying you can't sack him. No, with your leader, you are stuck with him. But eventually he'll either die off, or you sort of can. Sometimes you'll get different abilities to get rid of him. There may be something at some point, it won't be a regional decision, but you can sometimes get decisions that may sort of push them on, and you can so certain things will actually happen against him. Now, at average health, he'll still be there for a little bit of time. I think we're just going to have to sort of hold on for a little while we've got him, let our manpower build up a little bit before we build any more forces, and then just sort of look after the front lines. I could raid back into here, I guess, just with forces, but all I'm going to be doing is just weakening my actual force. I might send these guys back to Rome, because we can sort of do anything we need from there. So let's just move them back into Rome itself. Now, one of the tricky little things with the game is that I can move to the province by clicking there. I can move and then put them inside Rome itself by clicking there, and it'll say then entering Roma. But that's different to doing this, which is just basically going to mean that it's just going to be going to the province. Now, I'm just going to have it patrol the province. So, and it's where that's important is if they did actually cross over into Rome, the forces, if I'm inside, I'll only defend with a base defense. You can see there actually it says we'll defend with approximately 14 units. So it will still raise a big army. This one will defend with approximately 1 unit. So maybe I am better staying back there in that case. This one here, 4 units will help to defend that one if Neapolis does attack it. And actually, one of the issues we do have is that I can't get to Neapolis in one turn, so I better go to Rome. That way I can still actually move back against the others. Okay, so that's pretty much got everything done for that turn. We'll just end our turn there. Oh, hang on, I was going to go and check the building and I forgot to do it. So the Campanians are, the Neapolis is, okay, it's just still holding on just where we are. At the back end here. It's okay. That's okay. Buildings. What do we got? This time we've got sanitation. Health goes up, infrastructure goes down, but the health bonus would be good. We do actually have the armourer. Needs leather, trading required for that one. Missing bonus of equipment from iron. We don't have iron. We do have a furnace. Sorry, the furnace here. We do get metal from that one. We've got pretty good metal. The money is a big problem. so I can't afford that one. And the cult site as well. So we're back to the stud. I'm going to have to reshuffle this one as well. So I'll reshuffle there. Back in through here. Oh, this is one of the impediments. I meant to show you these things. This has got dense scrub. And so it's got a medium food penalty, and this is going to hurt us actually. It's going to mean that we're going to have no growth here. It's going to be very, very hard for us to fix this up. So this here is just going to be a dog of a province. We're not going to be able to do much here at all. We've got no infrastructure. So even if I tried to build anything, actually I can build the clear water. I might just do that. That's going to help with health. I can do that without actually needing any infrastructure. That just comes automatically anyway. But this dense scrub is a problem. So this is a regional impediment. So these happen sort of randomly when you start the game. A local site in the region which adversely affects how readily you can develop the land. The land is broken up by dense undergrowth, and to work this region would require a great deal of effort. So it counts as a tier 1 agricultural building. So it actually goes against our building stacks as well. If we've got two. Actually, it's saying there it's not. Building slots 0 of 2. We've got the abandoned palace from the Samnites. That does give decadence. It gives both. Actually, what does that one do? Legacy increase, but a decadence, and I can't get rid of it. We can't disassemble these. So, unfortunately, when we have these, it's just going to keep on piling on the decadence. So this was not a good one. This is probably why, if you can get a peace treaty, sometimes it's a good idea to do that, because it's going to mean that your decadence will actually be managed a little bit better. This dense scrub, so has a chance to be removed each turn with the presence of a shepherd house, which we can get fairly easily, and can be removed during the prospect for resources regional decision. So we can get rid of that using this regional decision, prospect for resources. We actually can do that here. And so we'll try to get rid of that one from here. So we'll play that one there, and we'll save the other one just until we've actually got another use for it. Build harbour. I can build a harbour here as well, but I won't do that just yet. That may be useful. Must have a harbour with a tier. So region must have a harbour with a tier between 0 and 1. It must be adjacent to water. So what's the harbour that we have back at Rome? I've got an anchorage. Okay, so for whatever reason we're not able to build a proper harbour back in through here. We've got no more infrastructure coming back in. Just going to go and put that there just so we can get this thing built. Food is still not a problem for us. That's okay, we'll get that one done. This one here we can start to build again. We don't have any commerce buildings that we can build at this point in time. Got the orchard. Now this will provide 15 food. Wow, this is going to grow like crazy if we build this. Missing bonus from dates. But we do actually have the bonus, including the bonus from figs and from nuts and seeds. So to explain how this was working, like it requires some things have a need. Like this one needs salt, and so it needs to actually it cannot operate without salt. This particular building. Some of them will have 2 of them, like this one here. That's the guard tower, the monument. We don't want that one. So yeah, with this one that requires it, so it absolutely has to get salt one way or another, and that's going to cost us money to get that one. It's going to cost us money anyway, but it's going to then cost us even more because of the salt. So it's not worth getting that one there. This one here, though, requires bonuses only, so it doesn't have any actual need. So we can build the orchard, but if we have nearby dates, figs, or nuts, then this building will then give us extra food. So we're getting 5 extra from figs, and we're getting 5 extra from nuts and seeds, but we're not getting anything from dates, which still gives us a food bonus of 15. So if I'll just click it so we've got it there sort of growing. So we're just going to be growing that orchard back up in there. And that's the infrastructure. We've got to be careful with our food. We do have to keep that going. But as soon as I got that one built, that's going to then mean that this will grow fairly fast. But if we just go across again to our trade goods overlay, we can then see, okay, this one actually already has the figs inside it. And then we just look at the neighbouring provinces, and anything that's touching the borders of this one, so you can see that we've got nothing in through here. Even enemy provinces like this, where we've got nuts and seeds, the nuts and seeds from here are still going to give us that bonus, even though we're at war with the Etruscans. So it's whatever sort of regionally around you is what is applied to the bonus. It's a really nice little system. And also, if you do have a need for something, like if you actually are pulling something in from a need, it then becomes available as well. So I don't know if we're building all of this stuff. If we just go back into here, you've got the charcoal pile. We do have the horse stud. See how we don't have hemp? Like we're not growing hemp ourselves. So we're actually trading for hemp. If we just go to the trade details, we'll then see the there is natural trade goods there. Oh, sorry, there is hemp there. Yeah, we just have it naturally. Okay, that's okay. Manufactured, we've got missing trade goods in through this side, missing bonuses. So we are bringing in salt. Now, salt should have, I thought that would have come in. Yeah, can be found at distance of 3 at Amelia, back over through here, but we're at war, so we now can't bring that one in. They won't trade with us. And lumber as well. Where's that one? Where can we get that one from? Distance of 7, Hibernia. That may be beyond our trade zone, I think, where we can actually get to. So it's be up in here somewhere. There'll be wood. It's funny that that's the closest one, wherever the hell that is, up there. Up in these sorts of territories. So it says only 7, so maybe it's a bit closer than that. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's we've just got the different sorts of things that aren't quite working. So weapons and marble we're missing as well for bonuses. It'd be good to get those if we could. This one here, we just got the natural trade good of figs. This one doesn't have anything. It's just missing tools for the abandoned palace. And then this one in through here is missing weapons, tools, and tar. So if we can look for those in the future, that would be quite useful. Now we've got the imported trade good here of flax. So flax is coming in. Manufactured, yeah, cattle, wool. We saw this before. We do have lead. We don't have iron. It'd be great if we did. Anyway, we'll leave that one where that is. So we'll just go to each of these. Can't build anything else there. This one here, we're just going to reshuffle. So they're all done. And we're just really waiting on these to sort of to come back down with the rated. Like it's got rated. Actually, who rated it? Who rated us? Should tell us here. By Brutian. By the guys down the bottom here. These guys here are raiding across the border back into here. Yeah, defenders got crushed, pillaging and plunder are followed, unfortunately. So that's going to be a problem for us. So it's going to be a for five turns we're going to have issues with this one, where we're going to have loyalty penalties, food penalties, and that can really hurt your commerce. This one here, I'm still under pacification as well for another 2 turns. This one's going to be under pacification for 3 turns. And this one is fine. This one is fine. So we're actually okay here. Blockaded. Oh, here we go. So the harbour of this region is blockaded and won't provide any production or siege resistance bonus. That's actually why, that makes sense now. That's why we couldn't build the harbour there, because there's actually already a blockade going on. Now, if we try to build ships, we can't do it. We don't have any sort of way of building the ships. So we'll have to get rid of the Etruscans. Damn those Etruscans! All right, so PS is then saying, peace with foreign barbarians, bah. Here we go. So it's just holding on. We're just outside this bottom rung, and I really don't want to fall back into that bottom rung. It's very important that we push our culture up and just keep that going the whole time. Develop infrastructure, so produce more and gain instantly extra infrastructure points. We'll have a look at that one. So construction in your nation should be sped up, whatever the cost. So have the workers work harder. So using this option, the infrastructure output of all your regions will increase by 15%, but we will lose 10 loyalty points. I can't afford that. I can't afford that because we've just taken over a whole lot of different places, and also our leader is just so crappy that that would just lead to big problems later on. Or actually not later on, pretty much straight away. And these effects will then last for 6 turns. That would be good if we had a stable leader and a stable empire, which we don't actually have either one of those just yet. So then we've got buy extra construction materials and bring in foreign labourers. Now that's going to cost me 200. You can see my money is now down to 54. So no, it's not going to happen. Now this is just indicating it's just hard weather. We can't sort of move through there easily. Now we prospected for resources in Earnest, but did not find anything of significance. Better luck next time. So it looks like that one is still got this. Oh no, we got rid of it. Okay, so we got rid of that impediment. We now have extra food coming in. Infrastructure is still going negative. We could start to build. I think if I push this one back down, we're then going to go negative. So I can still do this. Now hemp is going to give me 5 food. Palisade would be great to get. It's going to be 9 turns to get that one. The fishery would be good as well. Getting food, infrastructure will go down a little bit. We don't have sales. It does produce fish. And that wouldn't be bad. And then we've got the pleasure house, which will get decadence from that one. So I'll just go with the palisade, I think. That will just give me extra walls. Although, to be honest, I really should go with food. The smokehouse will give me food and health, but needs cattle, so we can actually import that from Lusania. I think what I might do is I might just reshuffle there, because I don't have very many slots. I've got 2 building slots, so I want to make sure I get what I need. They're all coming next turn. We get the flax. Back in through here, what do we have? Oh, Granary. Now, this is one of these sort of tier 2. See how it's got little 2 there? Because we've got 4 tier 1s. When you got 4, I think it's either 3 or 4. I think it's 4. When you got 4 tier 1s of a particular grouping like this, you can then get these as well. And so this one is a Granary will give us, like these are now tier 2s. And so you get sort of like a different class of building. So estimated change of it's only food 5 with an infrastructure of -4, which is not good. Missing bonus of 10 food from grain, so it's not that great really, but it does give us better siege resistance if we do get attacked. So I don't really need it, so I'll leave that one alone. Sanitation, again, just better health. The health is important for your like just for your populations and things, but I'll keep that one where that is. The charcoal pile, we've already got that pretty much from, we can already do that one from Latium, from Rome. We have the stables. Needs horses, trading required. We can do that from Latium as well. We do get better infrastructure. We get better equipment as well from here. We'll unlock cavalry. We've already got that unlocked at Latium. Again, it's the tavern. Money goes down. It does include 4 bonus from cattle, 4 from olive oil. We're seeing a bonus of 4 money from honey. We don't have any access to honey. But it does give me a loyalty bonus. It's one of these things that can be useful, but not at -9 money. I can't afford it. So I'm again in a position where that's about the only one that would be worthwhile getting, this sanitation. And I think I'm just going to re-roll again. I've still got another 2 slots. We don't have to sort of get things every single turn. Okay, so we've now got those done. We've got the develop infrastructures, produce more or gain instantly extra infrastructure points. That was the other things we had. We had the prospected, that's okay. And then we've got the Umbria structure proposals were reshuffled and new ones are available. Yep, that's okay through there as well. One thing that's actually pretty cool with the game is that you can actually look at the log file, and the message log, I sort of would love this to be bigger because there is some good stuff that you can actually filter through here as well. So if you are struggling trying to sort of figure out what's going on, it will give you a summary of all of the things that are that have happened and are available to you for each actual turn, and you can filter this quite effectively as well. But I won't sort of get bogged down in that one. But I think that this is probably underutilized in the game. I find that there's so much in here that it's actually could become really quite a valuable tool, but you can't make it go bigger. And there is time sort of later in the game where that can be very, very valuable to be able to just get a big summary of all the stuff that's actually going on. Right, now we've also got I think everything else is actually okay here. So I'll just end my turn again. I don't think there's anything else. I always think that there's something I should be doing. Hi, John Kaminsky, and hi, Van Bishop, and anybody else that's joined us, and Pinocchio, welcome. We're about halfway through the stream at this stage. Oh, here they come, and they're attacking us. Now they're attacking us. We've got the 12 units that we have sitting back and through here. We're only defending at 1. They're only attacking at 1. So our guy is not the greatest at doing this one. So let's have a look and see. They've only got a combat power of 15 versus our 7. Oh, this isn't going to go well for someone. And you can see, actually, this will be good because hopefully we'll get to a point where I can show you how flanking works. And so they've got no, actually they'll have a little bit. If we see, they've got 3, we've got 4, 5 that it can actually then go and do the ranged attacks. We only tired them out. Our middle one here got tired with just one of the effectivenesses going. I'll just play these through. Whoa! Whoa! What happened there? Just rolled poorly. Just rolled poorly. Alright, so that one did take a bit of a hit. I have to be a bit more careful. Okay, we win this one. Now we should start to win. These are just skirmishes. Oh boy. Now we evaded, luckily, we evaded and didn't take that extra damage. So because it's a skirmisher, God, we're not actually doing very well here. We're going to struggle here. Yep, they've been destroyed. Right, well, this could go badly. We won that one. Need to win a few more of these. Oh, here we go. Now that's 7 difference. That's absolutely smashed them. In fact, it got rid of everything that we needed to do to just completely destroy those raw hoplites. We should now win this one. Oh, no, we didn't. And we lost that one. Even with evading, we still lost it. Now, we do actually have, I think we have a flanking maneuver here. So if we have a quick look at this one, it should mean that they've only got a minimum roll. I don't know if we get to do this one as a flanking maneuver, but they'll only roll whatever the minimum roll is through here. Yeah. And so we then flank and destroy. Now, we lost a couple of units there, which I didn't really want to be losing. Battling in a draw, we now go back and fight a second time because they won as many, about as many interactions as what we did. We did kill 2 of theirs. They killed 2 of ours. Not good. Not good. So we go back in again. And this one's now tired. Yeah, this is not good, guys. So second round, in we go. Here I was sort of saying, oh, this is not going to go well. I mean, they had a combat power of 15 versus our 51. They've done very, very well here. So we've still got our 5. They've got nothing left. Actually, even that one's not reacting. The javelin men are not going to be responding back. We've exhausted most of them. This should be the end of them now. Okay, so when we go, we've got the one advantage. We did lose a couple of points from that one. Here we go. Now we got them. Now we got them. Ooh, okay, we're just holding on. Now we'll evade, and that will not mean that we don't actually lose much. So they've actually now down to practically nothing. Now we get that flanking maneuver. Again, they'll just have a minimum roll of 2. So that will become a 2, and then we'll still get to roll on top of this. And there we go. So that they're easily... So it's very important to actually have more than what you need to get around those flanks. And then this one shouldn't be a problem either. There we go. We've pretty much destroyed them. Well, it actually went a lot harder than I thought it was going to go. I thought we'd do better than that. All right. Rome won the battle. And looks like we killed their commander as well. Oh, no. Yes, we did. So Parmenio was destroyed. Oh, that was Neapolis. That was from the south. It wasn't the Samnites. It was... Sorry, it wasn't the Etruscans. It was the Neapolise. From down that way, they've still got a couple left back down that way. They're still going to defend with more units than what we can sort of really deal with. Yeah, we're just taking it, just skirting the edge here.
The Senate is disappointed. We failed to succeed in our mission. The Senate gave the 12 laws. But, oh, actually, I forgot about that one. We had a report there. I didn't read it. I just was sort of skimming past. He's now 60. Surely he can't last for long. Patricians and rights. The numerous plebeians of Rome have become increasingly frustrated by the patricians abusing their rights and privileges. They are passing on more regulations. A quaestor has warned you, as soon as the Senate has decided what will be the best course of actions for Rome on this matter. In addition to the quaestor message, there will be an entry in the reports tab of the nation panel. Okay, so just view that one now. I don't think we won't see it until it actually does come up. I don't think that'll come up in the reports. It'll ask us to do certain things. It's sort of like objectives for us to actually go for. And I should have looked at the previous ones. Damn it. So this is now decreasing. We don't want that. Food is still good. Actually, I can't build anything now anyway, so I might as well bring these citizens down this way. Money is still a big issue. Let's get the growth happening. Oh, hang on, no, we do need to have some slaves working in there. Actually, I don't know if we do, you know. It just means we can't build, but so what? Although when we get the growth, that's going to come in 2. Yes, it's still going to be 2 turns. Look, I'll keep it where that is. Is it still 2 with that one? Yeah, still 2 turns. I'll keep the infrastructure up. These are useless down in through here, but they do well in these sorts of areas. I'll just keep that culture. The extra culture down there will be helpful. The food can now sort of look after itself, and we'll just get the growth in 2 turns anyway. So that'll be fine. Back in through here, Umbria were reshuffled, and this one was reshuffled. We'll have a bit of a look to see if there's anything else we can build. We've got the granary again. We've got the smokehouse. Needs cattle, local trade goods, so we can actually get that one, no worries at all. We do get food and health from this one. That's actually a good one for us to get. We've got the wheel maker, get infrastructure. We've got the city walls, where we get actually better siege resistance. That's not bad, actually. But I think that they're going to go after Rome anyway. We've got the blacksmith. So we're missing bonuses of 5 infrastructure from iron and copper. That would be cool to have that one. It would give us money and metal. And then we've got the theatre as well, where we get just a bit of free culture. I'm thinking smokehouse at this point in time. I think it's going to grow pretty well, although maybe the walls. Maybe we'll just go the walls. Move that one down to there. It's going to be 9 turns growth. This one will just be done in 4 turns. I'll do that. Just reshuffle those back into there. We are getting a little bit of money now. We're still being raided. Yeah, so we've still got 3 turns. We've got to sit on that one. This one back in through here as well. What have we got to choose from? We've got another orchard back in through here. So we have the figs that are nearby, but nothing else. So that's not really worth going for. Smokehouse needs cattle. Get that from Umbria if we needed to. We get food and health. Food is the important thing for us here. So really this one's a bit faster to get. Let's just go with it. Let's just go with that one. It doesn't cost us anything else really. Okay, we'll leave that one where that is. Now the army. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we've got, actually saying we've got 10 there, 10 units, which we then don't have to pay for. Something with our money is a bit of a problem here. We've got regional commerce -10, citizen taxation 13, intrinsic production 10, administrative burden. This is, again, our leader. Our leader is such a problem. It's such an issue. Let's have a look and see what regional decisions we actually have. Build harbour, still can't do it there. I can build one over there. Forage the land, motivate troops, prospect for resources, suppress unrest. No, there's nothing really there. I could recruit units there if I wanted to, but I don't have the money for it, so we won't do that. We'll just stay where we are, save our money. Okay, we see, so region Latium received one slaves after the battle in Latium. That's good. Battle has been fought. Yep, blah, blah, blah. The despicable actually sort of goes backwards almost. The numerous plebeians are... Yeah, so it's sort of... If we start at the bottom of the list... yep, that's okay. That's fine. Yep, so it starts... Yep, so the population decreased. Then we failed to succeed a mission that they gave us. Then we got the next sort of warning that there's going to be a mission coming. So we're just reading from the back up. I don't know why it does it in this order. It's sort of weird. Flaxfield was then completed. The despicable Neapolis have invaded. We then fought 2 battles, and we received 1 slave after that one. Now I could go down and invade. We're going to end up sort of fighting 10 units down there, or around about 10 units. That is an objective. We'll end our turn anyway. We've got to build up our army just a little bit bigger than what we've got at the moment. Just want to make sure that all these guys are happy before we sort of trundle off to do other things. It looks like Brutium. Actually, there we go. We're now we're rising off the bottom. This is good. We've got to do this. The 12 laws. Here we go. So the magistrates will be appointed to write on... So it's the same one as before. So that each citizen knows his rights and won't abuse them. You should calm the plebs. So own no less than 4 culture buildings in your capital to fulfill this obligation. Stay focused and don't tarry too much. You only have 20 turns to complete this mission. So 4 culture buildings, that's just not going to happen. We just can't do it. Not without destroying other buildings. So we're not prepared to do that one. We're just not... So that one's not going to actually happen. We've got 2 culture buildings. We need 2 more, and we don't have the population to do it. Back and through here, we're still raided from a couple of turns away. This one is now fairly good. We're getting +1 food. We're getting an extra guy in through here. If I push this one down into this side, we get that in 4 turns. If I take it back up again, 7 turns. Let's just go that way. I think ultimately that will then pay better dividends. I better just double check that Actually, I better not risk that, because I think that you can go backwards. Yeah, the Decadence, yeah, but the Abandoned Palace, it's going to be a problem actually. Some other Abandoned Palaces in there as well. It's funny because they had the palace there that we took over. Then they moved it into there. I probably really should have taken that one first and then the Samnium area, or even just left them alone with a piece where we end up grabbing this one at some stage in the future. Anyway, there's not much else we can do through here. Thanks to the admirable healthcare of Earnest, a sudden increase in the birth rate has been observed, so +1 extra population. So that was just lucky. Wondered how we got that population. The Napoleons, I would like to go after them. Yeah, we just dropped another 2. Not good. Yeah, Brutium has now come up this way. It looks like they've actually at war with Terentium. We can actually have a look at their diplomacy. Yeah, they're at war. They're losing. They're -7. Etruscans. Or actually, if we have a look at us, we've actually now got a war score of 3 because we won that battle. Well, I think we might have to take grab this sector as well for the glory of Rome. But I do want to build up. I just need to get more money. I think I'm going to have to wait for my leader to go. He's just terrible. Although I've got to be careful that we don't. This one he's age 45 now. Maybe we take the actual Etruscan capital. That might be worth doing. Let's have a look and see if we grab some more units. We can get citizen hoplites. What's our mix like? We've got 2 of those. We've got 2 of those. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those +1 cavalry. Now we lost a couple of units before. I can get light cavalry. I can't get the actual heavy cavalry. You know, I think what I'll do is I'll get a citizen hoplite and a skirmisher for next turn. Now that gives me only 4. And then we'll go marching. And then we're going to have to sort of then shuffle things around a little bit to get more money. So we'll have a bit of a look at our population again. I really can't afford to take them out of these culture buildings. Yeah, we're not going to be able to really afford this. I would like them down here. Into the money. The money was just going to give us another +5 there. I'll leave that where that is. Might as well play aggressively. They've marched off. So we've got our 12. Oh, we're still getting +6. Okay, we get one free. Like, it's basically we have 10 units that are for free. And so this is still actually okay. So just hovering around in through here, which is good. They're building up. Now, the people of Umbria felt that the abandoned local palace would be much more useful as a source of stones and used as a quarry. Yes! And it looks like they did the same thing through here as well. That's great. So we no longer have that damned local palace. So our decadence will still stay where it is, but it won't be a problem anymore. It won't keep on rising. That's great. Okay, so they've decided to get rid of that one on their own. Awesome. We now also have extra population in through here. There's a new population in Region Latium in through this side, which gives us one more building area. If I go to the culture buildings, we do actually have the fortune teller, which would just give me a little bit of money. Yeah, the drugs and herbs we don't have the extra from. The large walls, we've got the oil mill back up this way. Smokehouse, the harbour. You know, I think the harbour is going to be very, very important. Let's go and build that one straight away. And let's now march against the Etruscans. We'll just put them under siege. Now, they're going to be defending with 11 units. We've got 12 units thereabouts. We should have like we're going to be attacking, so we're going to have our 2. This should actually work in fairly well. This is a plain, so it's going to be an open field, which is like it's not great for us with only such a small army, but we'll still take it. Now the people are so they got rid of the palace. That's great. Now I should have, if I was recording this one, I'd be just pausing because the symbols are quite slightly different. The ones that came up were the flame, and then this one's were the building symbol. Oh, they've got a group of 20 out through there. Yeah, they didn't defend. Yep. So cease commerce lightships, gaining some naval power rapidly. You can just view that one. So the lighter ships, the Unamarines and the Hemiolias, are often used for commerce and smuggling and can be seized, then refitted for war at sea. Occasionally a rich merchant also had bigger ships, and these two can be acquired forcefully. Now, I really don't want to be spending on units at this point in time because I just can't afford it. So I'm just going to ignore everything it's saying, but I can actually do something here, but the upkeep cost would make it prohibitive for me. Now, they've got 20 in here, 20 units, combat power 44, ours is 53. They'll be back down again, but they will be able to get around the outside edge of us. If we have a quick look at this one here, open plain, frontage is 14. I don't have enough units to sort of really do anything here. So I'm going to move back away. And I'm going to go and buy 2 more units. Which I can't afford. I can't afford to do it. Okay. All right, so I can't get the other 2. I'm worried about that big group. Yeah, they'll definitely come back into here. Then they've got the 11 inside here as well, which are they can't come out with the palace guards. Okay, we're going to have to build up a lot better before we do this. Now, we could go down and invade the Neapolis. Let's just do that. Let's get that one out of the way at this point in time, even though there's a massive army of Etruscans on the northern border. City walls have been completed, and the orchard has been completed. Plus, we have the health has degraded to poor. Good. We want him gone. We want him gone. And so we had the other thing with ceased commerce from there as well. We also have, yep, so they're degraded to poor. That's excellent. We want him gone. He won't last much longer. Okay, just reading a few more of the comments there. So if there's any questions, I guess export would take too long. What was that? I forget what that one was. Sorry, are the yellow citizen slaves? So if we have a look, I think it must have been in Rome that you were talking about. These guys here, yeah, these are italic slaves. So, and the yellow underneath them is referring to just how happy they are to be part of our empire. You can see that they're okay. Like sometimes they're red. These guys are actually fairly happy entirely. Like this is good stuff. Get even more culture or more gold. I'll go more gold in this case. If we can build more stuff in through here, we can get the ranch if we wanted to. The salt house, charcoal pile, stables, the garum shop. Here we go. So we're missing a bonus of 2 food and 4 money from salt. We can import the oil. Let's do that one, I think. Let's grab it. 7 turns for that one. This is pretty much always a no-brainer unless you see something really, really valuable. Yep, helps during siege. Underground water, so food bonus of 8%. So that's going to really make a lot of food there. Got the guard towers, we've got the crafter district. This one here, this one costs nothing basically to get it. You can get it any time you see it. It's always just going to take 1 turn to get it. Restricted to the more fertile lands and having no initial cost, but it does have an upkeep cost. It's only 1 infrastructure, but it aids you with your health. And so when you see it, pretty much, unless you see something you really want, just grab it. It's quite valuable. That one we're still building. That one we're still building. Now, I think that they'll come to try to relieve this pressure, but we'll be gone by then, I hope. Now these guys caught us. Now they've come out from the out from the castle. I think that these guys must be marching across to here. So we may not get out of this unscathed because they're quite powerful. They've got some very, very powerful units. They're attacking us. So we'll view the battle. So we've got this big wide frontage in through here. So we've only got 2 support. They've got 1 support. They've got the palace guards in through here as well, which are going to be much harder hitting than what ours are. So we've got the range phase. It's fairly even there. Remember, we've told our guys to keep on marching down to Neapolis, and that could be a problem if we suffer too much here. So you can see we've got, they don't have any actual bonuses. We've still got the 1 extra die roll, but these palace guards are just phenomenal. Just survive. Smash that one. Now we evaded and skirmished our way out of that one. And we'll do the same there. Actually, they're both sort of skirmished. Okay, here we go again. Another bad one. We have the support. They don't have the support this time. Oh, we got it. So we won that one. We shouldn't have too much trouble with the rest of these. These would be a bit random. Alright, I can count myself lucky there. That could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse. It's interesting that they came out like that. So we did take a big hit against this armoured hoplite, and that's going to make it a little bit harder for us when we go down into the next phase. They're attacking in through here. So they're going straight for the castle, actually, because we've got nothing there. Just view this battle. Yep, so it's attacking a fortified frontage. We do actually have we've only got one unit. Well, that's not very good. Urban militia. Normally it's pretty hard to actually do it in an invasion like this, but not in this case. He's exhausted. He's still surviving. Now we won't. Oh well. Oh well. Little one-sided, that battle. So they take that one. Now we attack this. They've actually got a fair few units. They've got 16 units at 35. So this was not... They caught us on the hop, which wasn't good. View the battle. And unfortunately, yeah, we didn't get the benefit of that orchard, but that's okay. So they can actually get around the outside of us. And we're exhausted in through here as well. This is not going to go well, guys. This is not going to go well. We do actually have the extra die roll. That's going to be the one big saving grace. We've got a minimum of 4 as well with our rolls. This one's only got a minimum of 3. This has got a lot to do with their quality, like just how, what does it show it? It should show you somewhere in through here, experience level 3. So that's the minimum die rolls. Ooh, we're just holding on again. Stalemate. Yeah, got smashed there. Yeah, we got that one, but they're going to be able to come around the outside. They'll then kill us off here. Well, things are not looking good for us. Oh, no, we're smashed here. Here's our armoured hoplites. We won that one. I don't know if I prefer to get a loss or a draw. I think technically we got a win there. No, it ended in a draw. Damn it. That means we've got to then face this even again and suffer even more losses. We lost 3. They lost 3, but it doesn't matter so much for them. Because now they're going to be able to outflank us. Here we go again. I got the combat power of 21 with 13 units, but it's that flanking. Whatever's on the outside edge, they're going to be always able to kill us off. So that's gone. That's gone. Absolutely. Okay, we won that one. That's one win our way. That's one loss, and that one's been killed. Won that one. Won that one as well. So I think we're up 3. Yeah, very hard to win those. Oh, we lost that one. Okay, now we're screwed. We are absolutely screwed here. You know, I went into the Etruscan area just one turn too early. I think I should have, maybe a couple of turns too early. Then we're going to lose that one as well. Oh no, so we've lost this one. Pursuit phase. we got out with 3 units. Oh no, that's really terrible. Okay, so that's, we did very, very poorly there. So Neapolis won the battle. Wow. So we're back home. We live back home. Oh, we actually took the Etruscan homeland. Because they attacked us and we won that battle, we ended up taking their capital. Okay, well, I'll take it. I will take it. We've got 117 to spend at the moment. Appoint dictator. Senators and dictators. Okay, the Senate agrees that in case of imminent danger to Rome, a dictator can be appointed with extant rights. He can order the levy of legions of Roman citizens rapidly, or ask ally to be mustered. Poorer people so proclaim dictatorship. So we're in a position now where we can do this one. It's going to cost us 50 of our 55 legacy points. Let's do it. We need them. It wasn't 10 units. Okay, so we had a great victory. So we gained Etruria. So we actually took their capital from in through here. Armies marched into conquered that one. That was just lucky. Lucky that I mean, it's unlucky that we lost our army. It was an interesting turn, that one. Okay, so weakened but not vanquished, Rome has hastily levied a legion from its citizens. So this is unfortunately again where we end up getting a secondary legion through here, but at the cost of population, I think. So somebody actually then ends up leaving from here. Yeah, so we've got the first one in through this side. If we just go and merge this one with the other army. Okay, so we get the two of those back in through there. We've just got the skirmishers through this side. We did appoint that. So appoint dictator, receive extra troops in your capital. We've done that. The reports we can't do, the decisions. Oh, we have to wait for the next turn. Okay, so we'll just wait for a turn for that to come. What I might do is, just so we're not actually struggling too much in here, I'm just going to pop him inside, this army inside here. So we're going to enter Rome this turn. Yep, so Etruria is now part of Rome. Now, if we have a quick look and see, can we just get peace? I don't think we can. I'd love to be able to hold what we've got, or we just go back to a white peace. Let's go and talk to these guys. Yeah, so the war score we've got now with them is 12. Is 12. The if they go with peace, there's still no % chance that they'll do it. Relative combat power now is just way too much in favour of them. They'll go back and claim that, I'm sure of it. Okay, so we can't do anything there. We can still build something else in through this side. It's interesting, I thought they would have had a harbour in there as well. The iron mine. Let's just get that started to be built. And that way they're still building. I'll just go to blacksmith, I think. Okay, so we've still got a bit of time. Let's just have a bit of a look and see what else is going on in the world. So Bridium has sort of now marched across through here. I think I can actually just check and see if I can turn off the clouds. Thought I saw that, clouds enabled. Just turn them off. That way we can just see what's going on from a distance. I think it makes it a little bit easier to sort of spot what's going on. By the way, even the settings have been sort of fleshed out a lot since the game first came out, but I won't go through all that. Just press escape. Okay, so Carthage has expanded down into here. Cyrene has really expanded a lot. Egypt is holding on, but Edom has actually now come through and split the forces. Babylon is all but destroyed by Persia, so Persia is still smashing its way through. It's now gone right up into Bactria, but hasn't really made any inroads into India at all. Scythia is actually getting a little bit larger. It's still got some outposts over through this side. Sarmatia. I wonder if that's a bug. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like this. I don't know if it's just the version of the game that I was playing where we end up with like different groups of Scythia. I guess they are raiders. That's really what they're all about. And these also start sort of separate from each other. Sarmatia looks like it also starts across. So these were the sort of like the step raiders. Macedonia hasn't really changed much. The Boeotian League. Actually, this hasn't changed at all. I wonder why no one's attacked this one here, Arcadia. Macedonia has actually got down into here. So they've actually created like a province there. Coming back up again. Belgium's doing pretty well. The Galii are doing fairly well. The Averni. It's funny, these guys normally start off with a massive army. Yeah, so anyway, that's the landmass. Meru, and they haven't really changed. So Egypt is struggling against Edom. I'm guessing that there must be a war there. Babylon, as I say, is pretty much crushed. It's all over the place. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back. So we've made that was not a good move. Even though we got this one, it's still a bad. It's still a bad move for us. I need to get my armies set up. So we are going to be entering Rome. It's got that little garrison thing is now highlighted, so it's going to be going back inside. That'll just give us a little bit of time just to collect our forces. We'll pick up another 10 next turn. They should be going back to here again next turn, I think. Yeah, so it's going to be a bit of a problem for us. We're going to be losing that one. I would like to get this one back. I'd like to hold this as well. Yeah, we did that without being able to afford it, and that was not good. Where are they going to move? Yeah, they're going back home. We've gone in with 17. Now, that's a wide plain. We've got 14 to go and attack them with if we wanted to. We're right near the top at this stage. We've got 9 units inside. They're all low level, just urban militia with a couple of citizen hoplites. We can't really hold on for very long. So we've got our 10 back out through here, where we've actually got some early Republic legions. Wow, there we go. These would be fairly cool. These are ruled by Cornelius. Cornelius is not the guy for the job. So we're just going to go and attach them back into this army. Hang on, where do we do it? I'll just move them out. I've got to wait till they're actually inside. So what I might do is I might just move these out to the next, just onto the outside, so they can actually just exit from there. And this one here, we're just going to leave that one out as well. Okay, so what do we got? We've got the early Republican heavy infantry. So combat power of 13. These are going to be absolute world beaters. Attack is really high. Defense is high. Wow, these guys are going to smash their way through. We've got the LA through here as well. We can still afford a couple of other units. If I can get parity with these guys, so that would be great. We've got some Veleti. So we're actually looking at like, you know, we're looking at a reformed. With the pressures put on us from the Neapolitans and Neapolitans, we now actually have other issues. So we've got cavalry, we've got 2 more cavalry. This is great. So we just need a few more skirmishes, really. So we'll just go back across. The queue is empty. We can actually get citizen hoplites. I think just some. If we get, say, 3 or 4 skirmishes, let's just get 4 of them. That's going to then make us super powerful. We can then go back across and attack them. And that'll be a nice little way for us to finish off this session, I think. Blacksmith has been completed. Got new population. They're just growing incredibly strong in through here. They just got citizen hoplites. I can't get armoured hoplites from here. Okay, we can still build stuff. This has been great getting the Samnium area. This has worked out very, very well for us. It works the armourer. What have we got? We've got the training ground. Maybe we only need we need one of the two, I guess. We've not even, yeah, because if we have a look at if we go to Rome as an example, go to actually go and look to see if we can get one of these armoured hoplites. This unit can't be recruited as a required structure is missing, so training grounds or barracks. Now, we don't have both of those here, do we? All we've got is a training ground, but not the barracks. Oh, it can be upgraded. Okay, it's one of it's the same building. Okay, so we'll unlock armoured hoplites. Cool. Okay, so that's got that one. The armourer, what will the armourer give us? Gives us heaps of equipment. You know, I think I'll grab that. It's going to cost me a bit of money. Actually, the money is going to be a problem. The furnace will give me even less money, but I'll get metal. Get food and health from that one. I just don't need it. I don't need the stud. I don't need any more food here. I do need this sort of stuff. I think I'll get that one building, but I'm going to move people out of there. We'll move the slaves out. We'll get the citizens back down, getting more money. In fact, I don't need anyone working up there. Just get more and more money down that way. All right, so we'll get all these things sorted. They'll come back out, and then we'll sort of get the armies arranged, and then we'll go after these guys. Oh, they've marched off. They got scared. Now we've got a big army. Yeah, we're not quite in that top rung. Now, if they've marched off like that, yeah, they've got problems, and we don't. We're actually still going up as well, because we've now got the income coming from here. Everything is actually working pretty damn well our way. Just want to go to this one here. We want to merge this one across into this group. A mighty army of 18 units. All right, well, we can't go after the Etruscans, but we can smash these guys. Let's do it this time. It's time for revenge. Pompilius. So this time we're going in. Everyone's nice and healthy. That one's okay. That one's okay. Yep, all good stuff. Okay, and even in Etruria, they got rid of the old palace. Wow, they got rid of that quick. They got rid of that really quick. Okay, that's good. Good for us. So I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, he's now degraded to very poor. He'll be dead very, very soon. Hopefully we can end this session with him going as well, but with a glorious victory back in through here. Now we're going to be facing 11 units in through here. I've got 8 in there, and we have a... I won't actually attack the city just yet. We'll just do this one and see what actually happens. So they've got 19 defending, so they've still got the flank on us. We've only got 71 combat power. And they are defending very, very well. All right, this is a plane with a frontage of 14. Actually, no, we should still be able to hold on, but they'll have 1 extra support. Okay, this should be a better battle for us. There we go. We exhausted a few of them. We've got a few of ours who were tired, but that's going up again against the exhausted. They were both exhausted back in through there. They're just citizen hoplites. That may be a problem for our cavalry. So we've got levels, we've got everything's even, we've got the combat ratings. Now these are the early Republic legions that are going in through here. God, I'd love to play this in Field of Glory too. This would be quite an interesting battle actually. So I may even record that as something that I do separately. Oh, here we go. We smashed them. We smashed them. That's good. And these are the palace guards. Okay, they've actually got the palace guards out and about, which is a bit of a problem. So both of our big guys are going up against palace guards. We should have a slight advantage now all the way through. Stalemate. Yep, slight win there. And we should skirmish out of that one. Yep, we got out of that one. And we should lose this one. Yep, we died that time. Oops, and we win this one. That's good. Now back to here, another one that's going to be very, very interesting against palace guards. Yep, with a slight win. That's all we need to do. The rest of these we shouldn't have too much troubles with. Yep, no, we've got this one now. So I think we've got more than enough. We'll get the pursuit, and that'll be the end of them. It's still alive. That's important. And then we should have the... Oh no, both die. Yep, we pursue them off the field. And they've got nowhere to go. Destroy those palace guards. Done. Rome won the battle and we killed their general as well. Pompilius is still alive, still working well. We only lost 2 units. It was a big battle actually, and they didn't have any walls, so we actually that's why we end up fighting those palace guards. So they're gone. We're now up into the next little rung, and that's another of the progress points that we get from an objective. Okay, under the wise ruler of Servius Tullius, Rome civilization is progressing, so we actually got there. He's still alive, still 68. Still got 10 minutes. Can still kill him off somehow. Now we've got these are invaded. They're sort of being raided by the Brutians, which I don't like. But we have to deal with these Etruscans first. Now we've suffered a little bit here. I'm just going to move back to Rome. Actually, I may even move back into the Etrusci areas now. We'll just move back up to there. Armies marched to Campania, conquered the region. So there'll be a few things through here. So, yeah, armies marched. It's a great victory. We've gained Campania, which is the seat of power of Neapolis. Yep, so in the reign of Servius Tullius, the objective region Campania has pledged allegiance to Rome. +1 progress token. Then we was raided by Brutian. Yep, so an invasion by Brutian. The local forces crushed the invaders. That's good. Feels the Herii, a new objective for the armies of Rome. So where's the Herii? Oh, that's a little bit too far away. Syracuse, we can't really sort of do that one so much. Yeah, so this one here, local forces. We've repelled them, which means we shouldn't have any issues here. We've got no problems there anymore. No problems there. Blockaded, so the Etruscans are still blockading us back in through here. Now their ships have now also got nowhere to actually get supplies, so they'll end up disintegrating over time. So even though the blockade is there, it's not going to really matter that much. Yeah, I just want to get these guys healed up before we go anywhere else. We're getting nice income now. Everything is going so well. With the glory of Rome, it's doing very, very well now. Now we've only got about 7 minutes or so. So is there anything that you guys want to see in the game? Anything at all? Like one thing I haven't really shown is we had a quick look at that one impediment that we got rid of. We don't have any other impediments. Everything else is pretty cool. There's another one there. You do get positives. I'll just see if I can quickly find. If you did have a look at this last time we played, just go somewhere that I haven't searched. So it tends to be sort of in these out-of-the-way areas that you're going to find a lot of negatives, but you will sometimes find an impediment. Actually, what was that one? Volcano. We've got a volcano there. So that's going to then have bad food, bad manpower. And nothing you can do about that one. You can't get rid of it. So that one can't be destroyed. Whereas most of these other ones, like the Badlands, it'll just depend on what you actually build. Or sometimes an army will get rid of certain things. But yeah, I'm not finding any good ones. They've got like a bluey sort of colour if they're good. And so there tends to be that in the more uncivilized lands, you end up with a lot more of these. It's funny, I have seen the good ones, but I just haven't seen any recently. Yes, what's that one there? That's a slavers. Yeah, nothing good up through this way. Actually, was that a good one? No, waterlogged soils. And these are random at the start of each game. Fuming bog. Anyway, that sort of just goes through the different bits and pieces that we actually have through there. I'll end the turn. But yeah, let me know if there's anything you want to see. We'll just do this we'll end this turn and then we'll watch and see what actually happens with the where is it? Like Egypt and those sort of countries. Oh, here we go. They're trying to build up their forces again. So the Etruscans will have trouble keeping hold of what they've got. Now, from where I am, I've got 16 units. They've got 17 up there. I can afford to get even more units. This one is still being pacified. Still one more turn, and then it's going to be, fully Romanized. This one is still occupied. I might go back and grab that one. Actually, I'll finish this one off by just taking this one back again. What are they going to defend with? One unit. Let's just go straight for the assault. So we'll finish this off with the assault. Now I don't think will move anywhere. I'm hoping. Yeah, they're building up. Oh, they've got 16 in there. Oh no, 1. Sorry, it's now 16 versus 1. I thought, geez, how did they get 16 when we only had 1 ourselves? So we'll just quickly do this one. This is payback. This is payback for when they did it to us. All right, there we go. Rome 1 done. Not a problem. So we get this one back, and I think we just take it straight back. I don't think we have any problems with this one. Just wait for the end of the turn. Oh, it does go back under pacification again, unfortunately. So we've got to just pacify that one yet again. All right, so it's still, it's not as bad. We don't have the sort of smoke rising from some of the other places. Now we've been raided through there again as well. And, next few months will be particularly harsh, so it's going to be difficult to sort of cross through Alps, etc. Theirs is combat power 34. It has a 75, so we could certainly take them on. This is actually in hills. Our guys are going to smash it through hills. Like, I'm pretty sure that these guys, they are Legion. They do have an attack penalty of 2, defense through forest, swampy, and mountainous, but not in hills. So we'll absolutely destroy these guys. So let's go and do that now. We'll finish this off with this battle. I was just going to show what else is going on. We won't worry about those. Yep, that's fine. We'll just end our turn there. This will then... Oh, they ran away. They ran away. And we keep on sort of moving down. Because we're conquering more and more territory, it just becomes more difficult to sort of control the decadence. Well, in that case, I'll leave this bit here. I won't go after them as such just yet. We'll I don't know if I'm really enjoying this playthrough, to be honest. It's been really good fun playing as Rome. It's and as I say, I think the DLC pack comes out in just a few weeks, so you look out for it. It's not going to be not very far away. Now, what's Persia done? Let's have a bit of a look at this one. So Persia is now conquered. Babylon is now gone. So Babylon has fallen. So that's gone. Persia now even controls out through here in Cyprus. Edom is be interesting to sort of see who's at war with who. That's at war with Egypt, and it is winning the war with Egypt. Egypt is at war with Meru, Edom, and Blemies, which is way back down through here. so can't really get to that one. What about Persia? Persia war with Lydia now. Okay, so it's actually going to be smashing that one. Rhodes and Danae. Danae is almost fallen. Okay, so up through here. They're at peace up through that side. Let's look at Lydia. Lydia must be really struggling now. So, yeah, they've got a fair few wars. Rhodes is a client state, which they're already... So that's that one there. Okay, so they're in trouble from this attack. Now, actually, another really interesting thing which we haven't looked at yet is the even though nothing's really happened over here between Athens and Sparta, there is a natural problem, and they're actually at war with both Argos and Athens, but nothing's actually happened yet. They have this animosity towards each other. Gallipolis is a client state. They're working in cooperation with Macedonia. Actually, we didn't do any of that sort of stuff. We should have done some of that. Boeotian League and through here they're at war with. And the Boeotian League looks to be doing fairly well. Yeah, oh, not very well. Just a little bit well. Anyway, guys, we're out of time, so I'm going to have to leave it here. But great, this is a great game, and the DLC pack certainly adds a lot to it as well. Like it's certainly, actually, are they at war with anyone else? No, just us. They're now negative 36 with the war score. Let's just finish this off with just one little talk about peace. Sorry, before I do that, if I hover over, what will it do? There's a 93% chance they'll now accept peace. If we have a click on this one, we want them to cede the region of Etruria. There's still a 59% chance they would accept it. I think in reality we just keep on rolling on through this. There's no real need to not actually keep on rolling forward. Anyway, I'll leave that one where that is. Anyway, guys, we'll actually leave it there. But as I say, there's a lot in this game and a lot more coming. A lot of extras with these little regional decisions, which we didn't sort of look at it too much, but we had a few things that we could build, and I was glad that we got to use that prospect for resources just to clean up I think it was the wild shrub or whatever it was. And yeah, I'll leave it there. I'll catch you next time.